Welcome back to the Podwans podcast. I am your host, Luke, and as always, my co-host, CharCharJay. How are we doing, Char?
And that is me. I'm doing pretty good, and I'm glad you are excited for today's broadcast.
Oh, yeah.
We have a very cool topic to talk about.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Specifically, Clone Wars content.
Yep, absolutely.
And Luke, before we get started with the topic,
Yeah.
I just want to know how you've been, like just today. Like I don't know, like how was your rundown today? Like what were you doing? Because I remember I hopped in VC earlier, and you were on. I think you were on like a phone work call, or
Oh, yeah. So I worked until 5 o'clock Central Standard Time, and it's been an all right day. But it's the weekend, so let's get it started the right way. Okay. Let's go to the chat real quick.
Yeah, load up those comments. Let's see if
Grandmaster Bale
Productions.
He's been there for this is his first time joining the live, so we will be having him on a couple of times.
Bale's here. Hello.
The entire series. We've got Harith. Dooku has the best line in these arcs. Absolutely.
Oh, believe me, I've jotted them down in my notes.
Oh yeah. We've got our first ever special guest Gray in here. Thanks for joining. And then we've got Aiden talk Star Wars topics. Hello, Aiden. How are we doing?
Hello.
All right. So we are going to be talking about the Dooku captures arc. So season 1, episode 11 and 12. But let's get into it.
Let's dive right in, Luke.
So we start off with Obi-Wan infiltrating Dooku's flagship to rescue Anakin, which, by the way, we're starting off, and he enters the ship pretty easily. The droids obviously don't see him coming, which is typical droids, and he gets to the cell block level, pushes the button, and there's two I don't know what aliens they are, but he's like, don't bother getting up, and he shuts the door right as they come they're trying to get through, and then he goes to the next door open.
I know what species you're talking about, but I'm kind of blanking on the name. Yeah, but yeah, go ahead.
The Undakandai is the same species. I'm gonna die.
Oh,
I'm gonna die.
I know he's not Weequay.
No.
Why am I watching a species? It's a Nikto. Yeah.
So he goes to the next door over, opens the hatch, walks in, and then lo and behold, Anakin jumps down on him, and he's like, "Oh, it's just you." I'm like rewatching it. I'm like, "Geez, why is Anakin's the chosen one? Why is he doing all the dumb stuff?" And Anakin afterwards goes, it would have been easier if I would have had my lightsaber.
Exactly.
And it's like, yeah, I'm kind of with Anakin at this point. Like, why the heck is he getting thrown into stupid situations where he's just like, you have to be the bait? Like, why do I have to be the bait? Why can't Obi-Wan be the bait? Come on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was just trying to pounce on anyone that was trying to be a threat to him. He was trying to find a way to escape, and it's very similar to what Anakin did in the elevator.
Yeah.
When Obi-Wan turns up, oh, it's you.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah, but then it's vice versa. Wait, actually, no, it's the same thing.
Yeah, it is kind of the same thing. Yeah, absolutely.
But in a different setting, in a different platform, because you have Obi-Wan walking in, and then Anakin jumps, and then it's like, oh, it's you.
Oh, it's you. Oh, okay.
But those are my most exciting moments in the prequels, or even just that in Clone Wars in general.
Yeah, the back and forth.
It's when they figure out ways to take down their opponents without their lightsabers.
No, yeah, absolutely.
I think that's very exciting.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So then Obi-Wan hands Anakin as he goes, this would have been easier if I would have had my lightsaber. Grabs the lightsaber and he goes, we had to make it convincing. And Anakin's like, why? Like, why? It should be suspicious that I don't have my lightsaber. Like that should be like the first red flag, I would think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of
course.
So then Anakin goes, how can I become a master if I'm always getting caught? And Obi-Wan responds with, well, at least you're a master at getting caught. And, and I was just like, Bazinga, got him.
Throughout this whole arc,
oh,
Obi-Wan has some of the best quips he has ever said in Star Wars.
Absolutely.
If you don't remember this arc, please go rewatch it. This is by far one of my most memorable moments of Kenobi laughter.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like, this arc is very underrated in the whole grand scheme of things, but I really enjoy it.
If you appreciate Obi-Wan's one-liners, this arc is perfect for you.
No, yeah, absolutely. No.
He one-lines. He one-lines Hondo. He one-lines Dooku. He one-lines his own apprentice. He one-lines everyone.
Yep, pretty much. So Anakin and Obi-Wan make it without any resistance to Dooku's quarters, and they're basically like, "Ha, we got you!" And Dooku's like, what would you do if Master Kenobi wasn't around? Like, kind of hinting like, dude, you'd be dead if it weren't for Kenobi. You know what I mean? Like, and
that's debatable. I feel like that's debatable.
But like, that's what I got from Dooku, kind of saying like, come on, kid. Like, and especially from the reference books, like in like the like.
Wait, were you referring to Dooku beating Anakin or vice versa?
Well, Dooku, without Obi-Wan, Dooku thinks that Anakin would have been easy to take down. He thinks that Obi-Wan is more of a threat to him than Anakin is, because it was said.
Reasonable.
I think we referenced this last time. That Dooku wanted to get Obi-Wan instead of Anakin to come to the side, which is kind of interesting. That's what you should do. That's what you should do as a what if.
I should.
What if Obi-Wan turned to the dark side?
Yeah, the reason why he wanted him to turn to the dark side was because of, one, his connection to Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yep.
And two, he's a very wise man.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He's very powerful as a Jedi. He's very wise.
Mm-hmm.
He knows how to resolve conflicts really easily.
Yep.
And if he became a Sith, he'd be way more menacing, because he just knows, because he's a very what's the word I'm saying? He's a master of psychology, I'd say.
Master technitioner.
Yeah. Like, Obi-Wan knows how to get inside your head and really mess around with you. Either it's his words, specifically his one-liners, or with the episode when he was with Maul, and then Maul's trying to taunt him, and then Obi-Wan's like, nice legs. You've got him taller.
Yeah. So it's just like, but that's what you should do. So back to the chamber. Dooku is sitting cross-legged, meditating, of course, and he's pretty much like, I was expecting this. And then all of a sudden, we cut to a scene of the droids alerting Dooku that the Republic fleet has come through. And Dooku's like, peace out. I'm out of here. Like, I'm going to go through this trap door. And
oh, yeah, that trap door was so cool.
Dude, that was cool. Like, how he just was like, okay. Like, he just was sitting cross-legged and then boop,
down. He's just meditating, and then he just drops straight down. It's kind of like those drop slides.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like an amusement park, or like any place. It's cool. But that scene where they're going down, and then Dooku turns back and shocks him.
Yeah, shocks Anakin.
I thought that was like such a cool action scene, especially for animation.
Oh, yeah.
That was amazing. And then when it split into two, I was like, Anakin,
pretty much Star Wars.
Come on, flip a coin.
Oh, well, I was like,
it chose wrong.
So when he hits that, so when Anakin blocks, so Anakin goes and follows Dooku, tells Obi-Wan that he's gonna meet him down at the hangar.
Yeah.
He lands in the middle, and like the shoots are kind of reminiscent to Empire investment. So that's kind of what I remember, like how I was like, oh, is that like, that could be like a small little hint to Empire. When Luke goes down through the shafts, and obviously he's hurt, and all this and that. So Dooku shocks Force Lightnings Anakin's saber, causing him to be blind for a second, misses which direction he went. Then we see Dooku land down and scare the bejesus out of a B1 and be like, oh, hi. Like, and Dooku's like, get out of my way. I am ready to go.
It's like, your ship is ready, sir.
Yeah.
Good. And then he just goes.
He just takes off. He's like, no, you know what? I don't care. So he hops into his what? You said it in the video. Sailor. Yeah. What was it again?
Solar Sailor.
Solar Sailor?
Yes, a Solar Sailor.
Solar Sailor. Takes off. Obi-Wan manages to beat Anakin to the hangar, which is how? But I mean, whatever. Obi-Wan sees the Solar Saber, takes out a couple of droids, gets into a separatist ship. Anakin comes down through the chute, runs, takes out a few droids, runs, gets onto the ship, and Obi-Wan goes, where were you? And he goes, I was following Dooku, which led me here. Yeah. So it's like this episode is the best for like comic relief. Like I feel like this is like very lighthearted when a lot of the other episodes were like kind of a little bit darker.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good comedic timing, especially with
absolutely
the two Jedi and the Sith in this episode for sure. So Anakin and Obi-Wan are chasing after Dooku. Obi-Wan, or is it Obi-Wan or Anakin? I think it's Anakin, calls over to Ahsoka to send, Obi-Wan does, send over any forces that are left over. And she said, we will after we destroy the ship or whatever. And as Anakin and Obi-Wan are following Dooku, Obi-Wan, which by the way, good shot. I mean,
yeah,
good shot, but Anakin's like,
but their banter there was so funny.
There's other vulture droids coming at them, and Anakin goes, they're getting kind of close, and Obi-Wan's like, I got it. And then Anakin's like, dude, I don't think you realize how close they are. Ends up missing. He destroys one vulture droid for sure. The other two whisk by the ship, and then another one rams into him. And it's like, lucky I'm a good pilot.
Yeah, Obi-Wan says, lucky I'm a good shot.
Yeah.
And then Anakin's like, lucky I'm a good pilot. And then they're going down. And then they have to navigate and figure out where Dooku is, because Dooku landed in a very similar area on Vancor.
Yeah, Vancor, yeah. They
had to navigate their way through and figure out where he was going. And then we moved to Dooku rendezvousing or getting in contact with the pirates of Hondo Anaka.
So first, before that, Dooku lands his ship, that crash lands. Obi-Wan and Anakin crash land kind of close to him. They go to Dooku's ship. They see there's a homing beacon. Anakin's like, he won't be needing this. Just cuts that off. And then Obi-Wan sees that there's a cave, and they go into the cave, which we never saw Dooku go into. So it's like, I mean, you kind of set yourself up for that, if I'm going to be honest. It's kind of a bonehead thing.
They were thinking
Dooku
maybe, because they have no idea where he went. They have no idea that he got in contact with Hondo Anaka.
Well,
they don't know.
Hondo comes later. So Obi-Wan and Anakin go into the cave. Then all of a sudden the cave starts collapsing, and Obi-Wan yells, "Run!" and Anakin runs the opposite way to get out of the way. And we just see Anakin's lightsaber fall out of his hand. And then all of a sudden we see the lightsaber move out, and he catches, and long and behold, who's standing there? Count Dooku. And he just, you won't be needing this, Skywalker. Puts it back and walks out. Does he collapse the cave? I can't remember if he does.
Yeah, he collapses the cave on them.
He does the entrance. Cut back to Obi-Wan and Anakin. Anakin gets up, gets all the rocks off of him. he's yelling, "Master, Master!" And Obi-Wan out of nowhere just was like, "Oh, hi, I'm right here." And he's like, "Anakin, when I tell you to run, run." Kind of like full
yeah, even though
yeah, he's not really
Anakin
like,
gets
over
trampled by boulders.
Yeah, yeah.
Obi-Wan just walks out,
Yeah,
and then Obi-Wan's just like,
when I tell you to run,
He,
run.
he swipes his shoulders, and
Yeah.
it's so cool how well Kenobi keeps his composure when they're literally about to get crushed.
No, yeah.
It's amazing.
It's so like I'm telling you the amount of like comedic, like I was saying, comedic relief is awesome. So good.
And you see it more in the next episode too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think you see it more in episode 12, but in this one, it's got a good amount.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So as Obi-Wan's kind of reprimanding Anakin, Anakin realizes his lightsaber's gone.
Yeah.
And harkens back to episode 2. This weapon is your life. Don't lose it. And I just thought that was kind of a funny reference back.
Yeah, and then Dooku acquires his lightsaber.
Yep.
Doesn't really have an idea what it's for.
No, yeah.
But I think it's just maybe like if he I don't know, maybe he kind of predicted what was going to happen, that they were going to survive. But it was so funny too, because Kenobi, his lightsaber would just go choom 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 choom. Oh, I think I got hit by a rock.
Yeah. He's just like, oh, it doesn't say. He's like, Anakin's like, I could use a little light here, and Obi-Wan's like, oh, it doesn't seem to be working. And that,
yeah, it's like if the ignition on the lightsaber was that button you spam on an elevator. It's just like
yeah.
It was just that, but just igniting and going back and forth.
Yeah. So while Anakin and Obi-Wan are in the cave, they hear a Gundark.
Yep.
And
another Empire reference.
Yep, another Empire reference, and another Attack of the Clones reference.
Yes. It's weird because it's like, because they're talking about how they've done it before when they're in the elevator, talking about how
it's about the nest of Gundarks.
Obi-Wan saved him and Anakin saved him from that nest of Gundarks. And then Anakin's like, I thought, and this funny thing is they have no idea what planet they're on.
Yeah.
Anakin tells Obi-Wan, I thought Gundarks were only on Vancor.
Yep.
And then Obi-Wan's like, maybe we're on Vancor.
So this must be Vancor. And it's just like, no, really? Like, come on. But we cut from those two having to deal with the Gundark. And we go to Dooku, who is outside. As he's walking back to his ship, we get our first mention of the pirates from Florum, which means good old Hondo Naka. Our favorite.
Yeah, the first time we meet this character.
Gosh.
It's like if you've seen Clone Wars from beginning to end, if you see him in this arc, he is so much different than what we get in later seasons of Clone Wars and Rebels and Resistance. Or not Resistance, Forces of Destiny. You get a huge new image of him.
Yep.
In those times, but this, it's like he just wants to build his business, build up his crime, and just make as much money as possible. That's all he wanted to do. Because all he wanted to do was make sure he had his spice running, and he, swindled people that were valuable.
Oh yeah.
Because like when he captured Dooku, which we'll get to that later, he always has a secondary plan. Because when Dooku meets with him, Dooku and them are like, "Who are you, sir?" And then they're meeting each other, they're talking, and then they're obviously scrapping his solar sailor.
Yep.
And then Hondo's like, "This is a nice ship."
Yeah.
Very expensive.
Yep.
And then Hondo is like that one friend who has that, or he's that one person that has a rich friend. He's like, "Well, I know you come from a wealthy family."
Yeah.
So you must have something on you.
Like you couldn't tell, Hondo.
Yeah.
What gave it away? The sailors, man, I'm gonna butcher that.
Yeah, Hondo is like that one friend who has that rich buddy.
Yeah.
Like, well, you are rich. You can.
Yeah. We
you
all
can
know.
pass
We
me
all
your money.
know. We all have one of those friends, which isn't bad. It's funny. So as he approaches Hondo, he does conceal the lightsabers so that Hondo doesn't know exactly who he is. Hondo is like, "What are you doing here? This is a pretty dangerous place for somebody to be traveling." And he offers him travel back to Florum. And obviously Dooku, kind of thinking, "Oh, I'm superior to the pirates. There's no way they can do anything. I'll take him up on this offer, and then I can get transferred, and then I can contact the separatists, and I can be on my way."
Yeah. It's so simple.
It is very simple. And you think Dooku, and you're just like, it can't always be that simple.
No,
like Dooku's always planning, always
Star Wars,
scheming.
nothing is that simple.
Yeah, nothing is that simple. I mean, come on.
If you think it's that simple, you're already long gone.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So back to the cave, Anakin is running for his life against the Gundark, while Obi-Wan's messing around with the saber. And so Anakin finally is just like, "Are you gonna help me with this?" And they finally,
he just lets him fight the Gundark by himself.
Yeah,
and then they're just going back and forth, and I don't know. I like that. It was when you're talking about comedic or comic relief.
Yeah,
you're just watching him just jump back and forth, trying to dodge and find a way to attack the Gundark from a certain angle, and then when it gets close to Obi-Wan, and then he starts to finish him off. But it was just funny watching him just run away from it in the dark and and just play around and just be stupid. That's what Anakin does. Anakin fools around sometimes.
Yeah,
but when time comes to take care of business,
he takes care of business. Yeah. He only hops in when he knows that he's really in trouble. So they force throw rocks at the Gundark, and it manages to get away and retreat for the time being. Dooku and Hondo arrive at the pirate stronghold of Florum. As Dooku and
Welcome to Florum.
Yeah, welcome to Florum. As Dooku and Hondo exit the ship, Hondo sneakily steals Dooku and Anakin's lightsaber from him, and he goes, "What were you going to do with these, Jedi?" And Dooku notices, and he goes, "I am much stronger than any Jedi." And you think he's gonna completely force lightning everybody, and then he's like, probably not a good idea to do that.
Yeah, he's surrounded by at least 30 guns. So
yeah,
if he tried to do anything, it would have been a very bad outcome for him.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It doesn't matter what ransom Hondo was going for. If he was going to try to kill everyone, they were going to shoot.
No, yeah, absolutely. So we get so then Hondo goes into this little rant of, "Oh, I know you were the
You were the leader of the Cranker.
You're the leader of the Cranker army. I know one side who would pay a fine ransom for you." Puts Dooku in cuffs and throws him into a cell. Like, come on. Now Dooku gets outsmarted by pirates from Florum. Like, man.
I think Obi-Wan and Anakin have a little discussion about it too. They're like, "How couldn't we capture Grievous, but the pirates could?"
Yeah. Afterwards, yeah. So then
it's funny, but it's like you understand that they have a lot of they have much more greater numbers than that. Like if you just surround them, Dooku, he's very deadly, but at the same time he knows his limit to just be like, okay, another time.
Oh yeah.
Once I'm free, take him on one by one. When I'm not shackled, when I have my weapons, all good. I'm business. But he had nothing on him. Nope. And he was surrounded, and it was just his best interest just to stand down and wait for the separatists to come. because of the homing beacon that he put on his ship. He was hoping that more reinforcements would come. I don't know if he mentioned that the homing beacon on his ship.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
we did mention that
because he was like, yeah, no matter what, it's kind of similar to what we did for the last arc with Gunray.
Yep.
How Gunray was like, yeah, I know my armies will come because once they find out that I'm gone, they'll find a way to get me. Dooku tried to do the same thing, but you see Anakin and Obi-Wan
not
go to
fall
ship
for
and then
that.
cut it off.
Yep.
And so now they have no idea where he is. So when they go into when Dooku is just what I'm trying to figure out. It's funny too, because when Hondo talks about the ransom that he wants from the Republic, he's like, I want, how much did he say again? I want 1,000,000 credits worth of spice.
Yeah, worth of spice.
And it's cool too, because Hondo, he never wants credits
No.
as a payment. He wants a product that's worth that much of the credits.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Because the reason is because if he gets a certain product in that value, he can make profit of it. Yes,
absolutely.
You can spam in the comment section, I smell profit. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely.
By all means. But he always ransoms for a product to make and sell more product.
Yep.
It's like he thinks outside the box like that because you can't really there's no one like Hondo. There's no one like him.
Yep.
That's what makes him so unique. He has his own style of running a business.
Yep. So Anakin and Obi-Wan are attempting to escape the cave when they accidentally crash a rock underneath. Underneath the cave is a gas pocket of poisonous gas. So as they're being overtaken with gas, Ahsoka, being the awesome badass Jedi Padawan she is, has Rex and the boys have an ATTE shoot through the entrance so that they can get through. And she rescues Anakin and Obi-Wan. The clones before, so there was that gun dart comes back, and Ahsoka tells them to shoot the entrance again so that it drops more.
Did we mention Anakin and Obi-Wan pelting the Gundam with rocks?
Yeah, that was earlier.
Pushing them back and forth at him, and they were just like just absorbing all of these different blows. But yeah, like I said before, I find it so interesting how Jedi can fight without their lightsabers. It just adds more tension. It's because at this time period, the Jedi are so reliant on the lightsabers, and when you see them fight without it, it builds that feeling that you have in your stomach. It's just like, oh, I wonder if what's gonna happen if someone's gonna get hurt or.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I like the fact that they defeated it without having their lightsabers.
Yep. So so like Char was saying earlier, we then get we are sent to Coruscant, where in the Chancellor's office, Hondo is on the Hollow, trying to make a deal for Count Dooku. They don't believe that it's actually him, so Hondo, of course, grabs out the lightsaber, and Yoda goes.
They didn't pull the lightsaber out first. They pulled him out first. And they were like, maybe that's a pre-recording.
Yeah.
And then they ignited his lightsaber, and Dooku was like, or someone, I think it was Palpatine, who didn't believe it. And I'm like,
Palpatine.
Is that not enough evidence?
Yeah.
How are you not buying this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you oblivious to what's happening on Flora?
No, yeah, absolutely. And so then the lightsaber goes, and Yoda's a little bit more convinced. And obviously Padme suggests that they send 2 Jedi to see
lightsaber Dooku. That is.
Yeah, And obviously Anakin and Obi-Wan are close to Florham, so they're sent there to investigate. As they get to Florham, they land. They are asked to give their weapons over. And Anakin's like, I don't have any weapons, so I'm good. So like Obi-Wan hands over his lightsaber. They go in, they meet up with Hondo, Obi-Wan congratulates Hondo on Dooku's capture. Anakin sees that the what creature is that? He's the same
as the
as
Kowakian monkey lizard.
Yeah, the Kowakian monkey lizard has his lightsaber. Yeah. And he said, "How are you able to do it? You were able to do it with this." Grabs his lightsaber. Obviously, everybody in the cantina draws their weapons, and it's like, and Obi-Wan looks over at Anakin and goes, "Really? You're really going to do that? Like, come on." So after that exchange, Anakin and Obi-Wan obviously go in and see Dooku, who's obviously not chained up. He's hanging in the same kind of way that Obi-Wan is in episode 2.
Yeah, before we get to the Dooku cell scene, are we not going to acknowledge that the monkey lizard treated Anakin's lightsaber like a toy?
Yeah.
It was like Yoda with his with Luke's lamp that he got when he forced it out of him, and then when everyone put their guns up, he started walking on him. He's like, "Mine!" And then he walked away with it.
No, yeah, I was like, wow.
Oh my god.
But now to the conversation in the cell room. Oh man, the good back and forth between Obi-Wan, Dooku, and Anakin. Anakin's just like, wow. How no, Obi-Wan goes, "Oh, how the Sith have fallen."
Oh, how the mighty Sith have fallen.
Yeah. And Dooku's like, "I wouldn't underestimate these pirates." And Anakin's like, "Psst, they're pirates. There's nothing they can do." Okay. Anything that you had really on the back and forth?
Well, they don't really have a back and forth until like the very beginning of next episode, because at the very end of the episode we get that drink swap, and then they celebrate and they end up still getting drugged.
Yeah, hilarious.
Yeah. I thought it was cool, but they still got bamboozled.
Yeah. And then Anakin and Obi-Wan obviously alert the Republic to send the ransom, and that's when we know that Jar Jar is going to be there. Great.
Leading us into our next episode.
Yep.
Called Gungan General.
So obviously at the end of the last episode, Anakin and Obi-Wan, they force switch the drinks. But little do they know, all of those drinks were kind of
Hondo was lacing the drinks.
Just goes to show you how tricky Hondo.
How hard they do it in Florum.
Oh yeah, they go hard. They go hard.
They don't let up.
Oh,
they party all night. They party on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays.
Every day's a week. Every day's a weekend day for them.
That's what we Cray pirates do every day, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If they don't have drinks, they got spice.
So obviously we open with Anakin and Obi-Wan waking up. The two Jedi are basically like, "How did this happen? We didn't even drink that much." And they're like, "Well, we were drugged." Basically what it comes down to it. They quickly realize that their worst nightmares have come true. They are connected to Dooku. And Anakin absolutely hates the fact that they are connected to Dooku, which is funny. I think this one is this episode's has the most comedic relief.
Oh my god, by far.
Oh, absolutely. So Hondo talks to a minion about the genius of having both Dooku and the Jedi. What a ransom to collect. And in typical pirate fashion, the follower goes to one of his guys and goes, "We're gonna intercept the ransom and keep it from Hondo. He won't ever know." Really?
Yeah, it's so funny how much those pirates that work for him betray him.
Yeah. And it's
but it's like Hondo never cared.
No.
It's like when Maul comes back. When Maul takes some of his guys, when he's like, "Traitors, scum! I'm so proud."
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
But it's like care. He's like, that is more pirate than I've ever seen a pirate do a pirate things.
Yeah, but it's like he's not an ordinary pirate. Like he doesn't just automatically kill everyone that he just feels like he just wants to kill.
No,
It's like when he came back and he retrieved those guys that went and joined Maul. He was like, "My friends, you can join me. We can help Kenobi and take out this Sith." And I feel like he's a pirate, but he's reasonable.
Yeah,
he's funny, but he's reasonable.
Yeah,
and as we see him later on in the entire show, he grows more. He
grows
as
on all the Jedi
and rather than a pirate.
Yeah. So we go to another scene of Jar Jar and Senator Karras arriving at Toflorum. They are talking to Chancellor Palpatine about they've made it to Florum. They are going to get both Anakin, Obi-Wan, and the ransom for Dooku to the pirates. And as they are told, we're going in for a landing, we need to buckle up. Karras gets in easily. Jar Jar, in typical Jar Jar fashion, can't get in. And Karras is like, well, here we go again. and it's like, Jar Jar, I understand it. Like, I get it. But, like, you are the reason a lot of people have died in the saga.
And well, you know.
Yeah. And
the next death is pretty imminent.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so...
Well, not really he causes, but it's like...
Well, if he would have been able to buckle himself in, everybody would have...
Yeah, which I was confused. How did his harness break? Like,
he didn't have it latched all the way down.
Okay.
That's what my thinking is.
I was like, is it just like a sloppy way to kill off someone?
Yeah.
Was it actually a harness malfunction?
No, it was a harness malfunction. So the pirates attempt to destroy the ship. Jar Jar ends up getting into the pilot's seat with the pilot, going up, then going back down, and Karras just has enough of it. He's like, I sit down, Senator Binks. Locks him in.
Representative Binks.
Yeah, Representative Binks. Locks him in, tries to get himself in, doesn't latch it all the way. They get hit by a blaster bolt, hits the side, his harness unlatches here, he hits the side of it, and he goes flying.
Yeah.
They end up crash landing in the middle of the middle of the ship, like, separates a little bit. And it's just like it's kind of sad in a way, and like only 4 people survived that. Jar Jar,
yes,
the captain, and
no, all of the pilots died. But,
the pilots died.
I think it was only 3 clones.
Yep, 3 clones, which was a commander. Was it a commander or a captain? I think I want to say he was a captain. Can't remember the clone's name at all. But they survived.
Kieran joined the chat, and I was hoping that he would know the clone captain, but he just said Gang.
Gang.
His name is not Captain Gang.
No, it's not Captain Gang. But
Commander Stone.
That's
Commander
Stone.
Okay.
Kieran, thanks for joining the chat. Let's go to the chat for a little bit. Interaction between Anakin and Dooku is always great. It is.
Oh yeah, and one of my favorite lines that Hano Anaka says in the whole Star Wars franchise is this quote right here. I have it written down.
Okay.
My sweet mother always said, "Son, if 1 hostage is good, 2 are better. And 3, well, that's just good business."
But yeah. Oh, Zelly! Howdy, friend. Thanks for thanks for commenting on the shirt. I got it from Etsy. Thanks for joining the stream. I appreciate it. But yeah, it's this episode, like, this arc is really, really good. You get a lot of good things out of it. But yeah, Honda's great. But back to the episode. So
Prophet.
Yep, yeah. So we go back to Dooku attempting to use the Force on a knife to use it as a key.
No, but at first, Anakin thinks he's wanting to get food because it's
Yeah,
on
yeah,
a
he's
fruit
like,
bowl or on a fruit platter, but then
yeah,
he switches it over, and then you see the knife.
yeah, and he's just like,
And he's like,
this
"Can we
isn't
escape first, then eat?"
yeah, 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 absolutely. So then Dooku ends up putting the knife through the keyhole, which is weird. Why would that even work? I mean, again, it's an animation, it's an animated show, whatever. So he gets the door open, and we have a fun back and forth, and I think one of Dooku's line was, "I can't concentrate," and Obi-Wan goes,
Kenobi,
"Anakin."
control your apprentice's insolence.
Yeah. Hey, he's like, "Anakin, control your insolence." And it's just like, Obi-Wan,
And
thank
then,
you.
and then yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
He's like,
That's hilarious.
Anakin,
Anakin,
control your
your
insolence.
Yeah.
The Count is concentrating.
Yeah, the couch is trying to concentrate. I mean, still, again, we'll talk about this the rest of the way through, and it's like the comedy is just straight on. It's awesome. They end up getting captured again because they go to so they open the door and
then there's like a whole hallway of pirates.
And they're like,
Dooku's like, "This is safe. Don't worry."
Yeah.
And then they go in, and then there's a bunch of them, and then there's some that come from the side, and Hono's like, "I thought we could be friends."
Yeah, I thought we could be friends. And so then we go to the surviving crew, check on the senator. Obviously, the senator's dead. R.I.P. Senator Karis. And the pilots have all perished in the crash. This makes CharChar. Sorry,
I did the episode. Look at you go.
That's why you did it. Now it makes sense. Makes him in charge of the ransom, and the clones are like, "So who's in charge?" And they all look at the commander. Commander Stone's like, "Representative Binks will be is the highest ranking member," and you can see the clones going, "Really?"
When I watched it, I was like, "Oh,
really?
No.
This guy, this guy." It's just so it is like Zelly just said. Their humor and sass, it really was a chef's kiss. That you're absolutely right, Zelly. Absolutely. But no, it is like so good. So then they end up burying all of the dead. Jar Jar gives this like short little like and Amisa, I can't remember exactly what he says, but they bury him. The pirates report to the follower that Hondo talked to, and he tells them, like, one of the followers is like, "This is too risky. We can't do this." And he's like, "Fine, I'll do it myself." And they eventually go out there. But first, back to Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Dooku. They
I love this part.
Anakin goes, "Why are we following a Sith Lord's lead? Like this doesn't make sense." And Dooku goes, "Quiet," and just takes like stealthy, just knocks the guy out. I'm like, yeah, no, that's kind of cool.
And then my favorite part of the whole entire episode is when they're walking down the hallway, and then Anakin is like, You better slow down. This elderly gentleman is gonna." Yeah. When Anakin said that, it always gets me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then they both start talking shit to him, and then Dooku's like, "You're lucky I am in restraints. I'd kill you both right now if I could."
Yeah, absolutely.
Or something like that. But something he adds it. He adds something to it.
Yeah.
He's like, "If it weren't for these, I would kill you right now.
If there weren't for these shackles, I would kill you both right now."
Yeah, I think that's exactly what he says. But like,
yeah,
I would kill you both, and then they just keep
on
going.
I didn't have to carry your dead bodies, I think that's
to drag your
Yeah.
yeah, I would kill you both right now if I didn't have to drag your bodies. I think that's exactly what he says.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly
But
what he
that
says.
is my favorite line is when Anakin calls him an elderly gentleman.
Yeah, so back to the crash site. We keep flipping back and forth, but that's just how the episode goes. The geezers show up next to the crash site. Actually, geysers. That's what I meant to say, not geezers.
Geysers.
No,
but the geysers, they shoot acid.
Yeah, they shoot acid, and one of the
clones noticed that his armor is his plastoid is kind of
the plastoid is not holding up against the armor.
Mm-hmm.
So Jar Jar's like, we should probably get out of here. They head back to the ship. Again, we go back.
I did miss Ahmed Best a bit in this episode. Yeah, I noticed that Ahmed Best did not sound or wasn't even in that episode because Jar Jar sounded so different. He sounded so different. Ahmed Best. Yeah, I wish Ahmed Best was still doing Jar Jar at that time. But it's like when you hear him talk in that episode, he just doesn't feel, or I don't know, he just doesn't feel the same as he was back in the prior episodes and in the Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones and so forth. But Harriet said acid. Yes, they literally said that the contents of those geysers was acid. There was acid shooting out of them.
Yep.
And as the pirates came, the pirates went to go retrieve the ransom because obviously they orchestrated to take out the ships. But then they go and they find them. And then there's a huge gunfight that they're all surrounding them. They're like, get a circle around. They shoot and they try to, and then Jar Jar's just jumping up and down, somehow dodging everything.
Yeah.
And then they take it and then they head on their way back.
Yeah. So
but Jar Jar has this idea of jumping into the geyser.
Yeah.
Well, not really into the geyser, but like.
Well, no, into the geyser, just like on the outskirts. So
yeah, it wasn't active.
It wasn't active at the time. They got inside the geyser to get away, and the clones are like, "How are we gonna know when to get out?" And
then Jar Jar's like, "The beasties will
move." So speaking of who did voice Jar Jar in the Clone Wars, it was Phil Lamar. Don't know who that is.
Wait. Phil Lamar, isn't that the guy who plays for those of you Big Time Rush viewers out there? Isn't he the guy who plays Hawk?
Oh, have you okay. So he voices Jon Stewart from Justice League.
I think so, but Luke, have you seen Big Time Rush?
No, not a Big Time
Rush. Phil Lamar, I believe he's the guy who plays Hawk. He's like the nemesis producer to Gustavo in the show. But yeah, let me double check that. Phil.
No, right here.
Lamar. It's got 2 R's, I believe. Yep, 100%. Yeah, that's the guy who plays Hawk. And yeah, for those of you Big Time Rush viewers out there, like myself, yeah, that's Hawk from Big Time Rush.
Yep. So he does Hawk, Jon Stewart in Justice League and Justice League Unlimited. So he's done a lot of cool things in. So I didn't know that he did Jar Jar. So that's interesting.
Yeah, neither did I. I thought in the Bombad Jedi episode, I thought that was Ahmed Best.
He did.
Sounded a lot like him.
Organa. Look at that. And a tactical droid.
Wow.
Man, once you're a voice actor, I feel like you can pretty much do anything.
We give D. Bradley Baker more respect than anyone, but we don't give this guy any respect.
Yeah.
So sad. Great.
Gray, we appreciate you joining in on the stream. Have a good night. I appreciate it.
It's always a pleasure to have you in here and chatting with us.
Yep. Absolutely. So back to the episode. I'll get rid of this screen.
Yeah, let's go.
Because we're getting close to being done here. So Anakin and Obi-Wan they were complaining how slow Dooku was. Hondo. So Anakin and Obi-Wan set off an alarm, and Dooku set off the alarm, and they attempt to jump across the facility, which I get. It's like cool, But when Anakin hits it, he's like, "Oh, drop Dooku. He's too heavy." And it's just like, come on, we gotta get rid of this guy. Gotta get rid of him. And
then Hondo walks up.
Yeah, Hondo's like, "Oh, I really, really didn't.
I thought we could be friends."
Yeah, again. And Hondo catches them and states maybe we won't be friends.
Mm-hmm.
The followers go back to Hondo and report that the Republic has brought an army, which Hondo's like, didn't think that they would go that
far. The monkey
far.
lizard is still holding Anakin's lightsaber.
Yeah. Hondo commands the follower to get tanks ready. So Anakin and Obi-Wan are now taken out to into the bar and strung up like Obi-Wan was in Attack of the Clones again. And Anakin's trying to plead his case, and Obi-Wan's telling him to shut up, and then they get shocked.
Yeah.
And it's just like, Obi-Wan's thinking to himself, why? Why can't he just shut up? And it's
always that one party pooper.
Yeah, absolutely. So back to the ransom, the tanks come and Jar Jar and the clones get on the, I don't know what those animals are called, but they chase down the would-be attackers. They put the ransom on the beasts and they ride them into the compound. And the Jedi and Dooku are able to use that as a distraction. Jar Jar distracts the pirates and ends up destroying the power grid, which obviously gives the Jedi and the Sith a way out. Dooku manages to get away. Obviously shows the power of the Sith by force choking a guy and forcing him to kill the other guy, which, I mean, it's weird. But it was really obviously typical Dooku. So Dooku escapes. Anakin and Obi-Wan get a hold of their lightsabers and they hold Hondo at Saber Point. They all come to a mutual agreement, see the ship fly away, and Obi-Wan goes, "We don't need you. Like, we're done here. Like, you don't have anything we want, and Dooku's gone. So there's really no point in doing this."
Oh yeah, are we also not going to talk about, I think we forgot about this, how gracefully, because like during their second escape, how gracefully they pole vaulted across and just flew so smoothly. Like, do you mind if I share the clip?
Yeah, I don't know. Can you, or do I have to?
I think I can request. Hold on, let me. Seriously, right there. They can see it, right? It's in there.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, right here.
Right.
Ready? Let's go.
Well, go ahead.
Like, just watch how gracefully they fly here. It's honestly ridiculous.
Yeah. It's like
they're just floating.
And like, oh,
this is not going well.
It's not going well.
Yeah. I just love how gracefully they just flew. It's they were just like, free fall.
Yeah, just like bam. So then so Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Jar Jar get on the ship. Obviously, Hondo doesn't get the spice or anything there. But as they're leaving, Obi-Wan warns Hondo that Dooku isn't so generous and he will surely be back to deal with Hondo, which, foreshadowing, if you've seen the Clone Wars before, he does end up coming back. But we will eventually get to that episode, and that is the end of the arc.
Yep.
Again, let's rank the arc as a whole for these 2 episodes.
Okay.
So we got Youngling, Padawan, Jedi Knight, Jedi Master, Grandmaster.
Okay, so before I go, I want
And
to hear
everybody
yours.
in the chat, give us your ranking.
Yeah, I would like to hear everyone else's, but before I go, I feel like I always do them first. I want to hear yours first, Luke.
So I am. I would say it is a Jedi Knight, which is good. It's solid. So I mean, it's in between.
Zell's at 8, so it's like in between.
So it's like
Master and Grandmaster.
yeah.
No, it's like a Jedi Master.
Yeah.
So,
I'd say a 10's a Jedi Master. 8, 9 is like a no, 10 is a Grandmaster. 8, 9 and 8 are a Jedi Master.
Yeah, Grandmaster is like the perfect.
The perfect
Clone Wars episode.
Like you'll see a couple of Grandmasters.
The way we rank these is just like how we choose difficulties in Fallen Order.
Yeah, in Fallen Order.
Depending on what ranking of Jedi you are, the harder it is. But in this case, the higher the rank, the better the episode.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. So I would say it's a Jedi Master. It's a good solid arc for the first season.
Oh, absolutely.
And it just builds on it a ton.
Yeah, it's like the first season of Clone Wars, it wasn't, razzle dazzle, everything was perfect, but this was just a big setting stone for the future of Clone Wars, because it's like you could expect anything to happen throughout this
absolutely.
timeline. You can have Dooku and them working together. You can have Grievous having a dog and fighting Kit Fisto. There's so many different paths of stories they could go with this.
Mm-hmm.
And for this to come out in 2008 and stretch for 4 years, there's so many different story arcs to enjoy, and everyone has a different one. The similar ones, like my favorite arc is the Mortis arc. I think Luke, I don't know what your favorite arc is, but there's so many different storylines that are in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
That you wouldn't think about enjoying or even have it be possible.
No, yeah.
But no one would
Absolutely.
think Dooku, Anakin, and Obi-Wan would be working together.
No.
That's absurd. And
No, not
especially
at
for the
all.
first season, it really set up the foundation for the future of Clone Wars.
No, yeah. So Zelly gave it an 8. And I like that. That's very
So what about
respectful.
you? So I know you graded it as an arc, but what about individual episodes?
Individual episodes, I would say episode 12 is a Grandmaster.
12?
No, Jedi Master. I'll say Jedi Master. It's solid. It's got really good comedic timing, and I think that's what it does best.
Yeah.
So that's
as an arc, I give it Jedi Master.
Okay.
Comfortably.
Okay.
Because I think 11 was a Jedi Knight.
Yep.
And then 12 was Grandmaster. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I was confusing which some of the stuff was in 11 and 12.
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh yeah, all this cool stuff is in 12.
Uh-huh.
So
yeah,
Jedi Knight, Grandmaster together. Put them in between.
In between.
Comfortable Jedi Master ranking.
Jedi Master, nice.
This is good.
Yeah,
there's
absolutely.
only a few Grandmaster arcs.
Oh
in
yeah,
Clone Wars.
And we will.
There's 7 seasons.
There's
about maybe 3.
Yeah.
And there's like what? Like 50 arcs.
I would say there's 5 on my hand. I can think of on my hand that will be Grandmaster for me. And we will get hard-hitting guests on the pod for those episodes.
Yeah, if you guys want in, you guys can chime in whenever the time will be for when we cover.
I know one person. I know one person that
right there.
Yeah. Zally. Come on the pod. We'd love to talk Clone Wars with you.
Perfect.
It's gonna be awesome. But guys, so that's it for this section of the podcast. We're gonna get into some Star Wars news.
Special Star Wars news. I love this. One of my most enjoyable parts of this podcast is covering a good 20 minutes of just pure Star Wars
talk.
news and movie news and show news and what's coming for Visions, and
So
I'm excited.
So we're gonna talk about High Republic stuff.
Okay. Are we talking about Phase 2?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm on the official Star Wars
Website?
website, and they just released covers of the next books that are coming out. And Char has read both Light of the Jedi and
Into the Dark.
I
have been slacking a lot on Rising Storm. I started it about 2 months ago, got to chapter 6, and I just stopped.
As long
I don't know why. It's already on my Audible. I have it ready to go. I have the book too. I can definitely read along while I'm listening. I'm just slacking.
I just really, honestly, you know, all of these covers are cool, but this one is awesome.
Yeah.
This one's awesome because there's a lot of speculatory stuff, especially from Rising Storm and stuff that I can't talk about, but it's called Midnight Horizon. And Daniel Jose Older.
Daniel Jose Older is one of the most
killing it.
It's one of my most favorite writers.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
In Star Wars. He's been writing so well with the High Republic, and hearing everyone else's reviews on all the
just so good
on the junior novels he's writing. And it's amazing how these writers are just gradually just growing and growing on the scale of, you know, they could be the next Claudia Gray. And I feel like Daniel Jose Older is able to be on that same spectrum as her, because Claudia Gray is like the pinnacle of Star Wars books.
She can never do wrong. And and she's gonna be able to.
Is this spoilers for Rising Storm?
No, wait.
I haven't read Rising Storm.
So,
I only got to chapter 6 and stopped.
So
the last thing I would hear is Rising Storm spoilers.
We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do spoilers. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm caught up with the High Republic.
This is the third novel? No, this is gonna be Phase 2.
So, but the cover of the third novel is out.
Yeah, these new books come out in January. Is that correct?
So this one, so Midnight Horizon will come out February 1st.
Okay.
The Mission to Disaster, which, by the way, Vanessa Rowe.
That's my girl, Vanessa Rowe.
Very low key. She is such a good character. So well written for Justina Ireland. She does such a good job with Vanessa Rowe. If you're sleeping on the I don't particularly love to read the junior novels, but I think
Courage.
Yeah, I didn't read that, so I think I might go back and reread
Courage
those.
Was Vanessa Rowe's introduction.
Yeah, but I read Out of the Shadows, which is really, really good with Vanessa, and you learn some things in that book as well. So, if I'm a Star Wars fan, I would suggest you guys read as much as you can, because it all ties in together. I know there's a whole lot with the comics and books, but eventually, if we get our way, these might be bases for movies and shows.
It could be.
It could be, and I don't see why not. I mean, all you could
so much bigger than a book series.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong. Have it being a book series does not make it any way worse or better than anything else. But the Lucasfilm creative team has an opportunity to make some great TV shows, movie about the High Republic. It would generate a whole new audience, because there's a lot of people who haven't read or even touched on the High Republic.
Yeah.
And a lot of fans really get into the books is because of the movies.
Yeah.
I know like Harry Potter, like books came before the movies, but this Star Wars, the movies become before the books. But a lot of people have been reluctant to read these books just because of the timeline. It's vacant. If you haven't even touched on this, you have no idea who's in it. You don't know about Stellan Gios or Lena So or Elzar Mann. You don't know about any of those characters. Avar Kriss. Yeah. When you get a TV show, it's just like Mandalorian. You don't really know. Like, if you don't know Star Wars, you watch a TV show, and then it brings you this foundation of what the story is about.
Yeah.
And in Light of the Jedi, you get the sole foundation of what it is like as a Jedi 200 years before the events of the Phantom Menace.
Yes.
With
and see how the Jedi really became the Jedi of the prequel trilogy.
exactly, and how they were very very much like a Qui-Gon character. They were very much like an Obi-Wan and an Anakin kind of.
Yeah.
They weren't too involved in disputes and like political conflicts.
No.
And they were focused on having the Jedi be at their best.
Yep. So this cover, I've already pre-ordered both Daniel Jose Older's and this one on hardcover.
Zell said, "I love Loading Greatstorm. I think Stellan's master. Loading Greatstorm is Bell Zetafar's master.
Bell Zetafar's master.
Mhm.
And
no harm, no foul.
And we don't really know who Stellan's master is. Stellan was the master of Venestra Rowe, who was the green character in the other cover that I showed you. But I mean, if you see this cover, it's amazing.
Oh, it's
like
it's
the
astonishing.
detail.
It's very similar to the Target edition of Rising Storm.
No, yeah, I mean, and you got Buryaga, one of my favorite Jedi. You have what's her face? Gosh darn it, she's the Way Seeker.
Hold on, I'm gonna stop my camera real quick. I'm gonna grab my my Rising Storm Target edition just to see like how to compare and contrast this cover from that cover and how it's very similar.
Yeah. But while you're gone, oh right, I'm getting that. Yeah, absolutely. Let me tell you, just stay with Rising Storm. Just stay with it. It's so worth it.
Quick.
So worth
Very
it.
quick. I'm fast. I'm quick. Anyway, I'm kidding.
Boy.
So when you look at this cover right here, if you
very
just
similar
image this in your head, it's very similar to the looks of this.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got the Charhound, you have Bell Zetafar, Stellan. You got
Elzar Mann's in there as
I
well.
believe this is Andira Stokes. I can't really see from this angle.
Wait, Andira Stokes? Oh,
yeah, Andira Stokes. Yeah.
Okay, so that's Burry's.
So
that's Burry's. This is Burry's master.
Let's see if I can turn on the lighting real quick so I can give it a better image. Yeah. So right here, it's very similar. You got like all them posing and having a stance, and yeah, that cover really excites me.
Aiden in the chat, 100% back that up, Luke. Because
the art of the High Republic is extremely underrated.
Oh yeah,
It is some of the most beautiful art you can see in Star Wars.
See, if you've read Rising Storm, and you read this title, and you look at the background, like you can already tell shit's going down.
Don't talk about Rising Storm.
I know.
I will get there.
But
if I'm dedicated, Luke, I could get Rising Storm done. If I started right now or back where I left off, I could get the book done by Sunday.
Dude, I mean,
I could get it done in 2 days.
There's
a lot of pages, but the chapters are very short.
Oh, they're like, well, the best thing about Rising Storm is that it's four pages a chapter. Yes, there's a crap ton of chapters, but it's totally worth it.
Yeah, I'm on chapter 6, so it's like I'm not too far behind, but I'm far behind.
Yeah, I'm excited for both of these books. This book and the junior novel both come out. Ooh, and we also got Eye of the Storm, which is going to be about Marchion Ro, that comes out in January. So most of this stuff comes out January 4th, which my birthday is on January 5th. And we will have an episode after my birthday. So I'm looking forward to that, obviously. So maybe I'll get a care package of Star Wars stuff. That'll be cool. Then we got High Republic 13 with Avar Chris being a badass. Dude, Avar Chris is a legit badass in the Jedi Order, and it's awesome. I'm just waiting for them to make a movie or a TV show and cast Brie Larson as Avar Chris.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like she would fit Avar Chris perfectly. You know what I mean?
When I go to Celebration next year, and if I don't see any Avar Chris cosplayers, I'm gonna have an outrage. I'm gonna have an outrage if I don't see any cosplays of her at Celebration.
Me and Zelly are Capricorn buddies.
I'm an Aries. Leave me alone.
I knew I always liked you, Zelly. I knew there was something. And she also agrees that Avar is pretty awesome. I mean, you can't get any.
I wonder what Avar is force pushing. Looks like my computer charger.
Yeah. Maybe she's just tired of her MacBook Pro from 2013 not charging, while the Nihil are shooting.
It's like, I need a quick charge. Here you go.
Yeah, pretty much. And then we've got Trail of Shadows, which is going to be cool.
The art looks amazing, and
this Edge of Balance is this is the second manga for the High Republic. But yeah, I mean, they've got a whole bunch.
Oh, there's Lena So and
so Lorna D. And so all the stories that are they have 5 total.
I was going to ask if they're going to be making more High Republic adventures.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So they just got a whole bunch of stuff. Look at that. I mean, it's just awesome.
Oh, you see Nihil right there.
Whatever his name, I can't remember his name. It's Blood something.
Its name is like a Torgan.
Blood. I don't know.
His name is like Torgan. It's not Sanadu Blood. I'm kidding.
Yes, it's something. I can't remember. But here's some concept art of a Nihil captain. This is the so she's introduced in the Out of the Shadows book. And then we just got the covers.
Fallen Star.
Yep. And Wreath and Comac. That is eerily familiar in the background. Char, I'm going to give you a guess on what planet they might be on.
Okay. So,
what planet does that look like?
This looks like before of I forgot what was the curse on Mustafar, but this looks like maybe it's on Mustafar. Because I know that it was cursed and then it started developing all of this. Like
Rebels.
This is Lothal?
No. Rebels.
Okay. So let me have a little guessing game.
Yep.
So
nope, not Cepho, not Zepho.
No, I didn't.
That's what nope, not Lothal.
Lotha.
Aiden in the chat. Don't look at the chat, Char. Just try to guess.
I'm not. Hey, you're putting the stuff up in the chat and the thing. Coruscant?
No. Remember what they were doing in Into the Dark.
Oh.
Think of Star Wars Rebels.
Oh my!
Have you put it together yet? Have you put it together yet?
If I don't know this and if I hear the name, I'm gonna.
It's on the screen.
Oh, it's Malachor. Oh.
That's what I think, and
Malachor.
this all ties into the Rising Storm. I think it's got something to do. I think this is where we're gonna kind of get into the Sith stuff, like we did in Into the Dark.
Oh, why didn't I say?
Because Comac, because Comac is obsessed with knowledge, and so is Wreath. So they want to figure out what Sith stuff has been happening, and I don't know if that's a very good thing to be looking at, to be honest.
Yeah.
But what else did we get in Star Wars news? This.
Well, I mean, I think I saw something about Star Wars Hunters. There's Star Wars Hunters, and there's also some of the introductions of the new characters we're gonna be getting in Visions.
Yes.
coming in what 5 days?
Yes. We will be doing. We'll talk more off stream about what we're gonna do for Visions. But it'll be fun. It'll be something fun, interactive with the chat and stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely.
But that will be releasing on the 22nd, so on Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
So mark your calendars, everybody. It's gonna be awesome. Anime and Star Wars is I
Luke,
think
do you
the best.
know if they're going to be releasing them weekly or
No,
they're all going to
all together? It's gonna be one shop drop everything.
It's exciting.
Yeah, it is. It's
I'm
very
all for it.
exciting.
And I'm interested to see where these stories go.
Oh,
even though it's not canon, this is what I like. I like when they have, a sandbox of creativity that they can use to make these made up stories. I love it.
Did we talk about Knights of the Old Republic last week? Did we? I don't think we did.
I think. Wait, did we? If Gray was still here, she'd tell us.
No, yeah, we did. We did brush up on. We did talk about it. I remember talking about it because she didn't know. But
yeah,
the
I feel like there
official,
was no other big news in Star Wars but this last week,
except for Sue Kim or Sue Khan.
Oh yeah,
who
Sung
is
Kang.
Sung Kang is going to be playing.
Right. Cue the Tokyo Drift music right now.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm a goofball. Leave me alone.
No, so he let slip that his character is going to have a lightsaber in Kenobi, which I have speculated that he was going to be an Inquisitor anyways. Give me 1 second here. Screen Rant's an all right source. They get scoops every once in a while. Aiden in the chat is saying, hold on. Okay, here we go. Here's the article. Sung Kang's Star Wars character has a lightsaber in the Kenobi show.
Yeah.
Which
only hints to really one thing.
I think he's gonna
be maybe the fifth brother.
I think so.
Or maybe he's gonna be a different Inquisitor.
They're gonna have to really bulk him up though, because the way he was in Rebels was just like, yeah, he's a lot bigger in Rebels, but I could definitely see it. I could see it, and I'm here for it. Any way to make my theory of Vader and Obi-Wan clashing sabers is fine by me. If anybody's new here, if you go to like the last couple of episodes, I've touched on this. We're gonna see Vader versus Obi-Wan, and I don't care if you like it or not. We're going to see it. So when Kang was asked about the Obi-Wan show, he said, I used to dress up in the cheap Kmart plastic Halloween costumes, Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader, almost every single day from 8 to 13 years old. It's okay, dude. I went like I think I went 4 or 5 straight years of my mom making me Anakin Skywalker. So that's completely fine. My friends and I would play pretend. We would make our own lightsabers out of the toilet paper centers and stuff like that, and paper towel, cardboard, and to be able to see on set and be on set and see Darth Vader, which we all know is going to happen, and see the Star Wars universe in front of me. I mean, just as a fan, I was able to be part of that history. Is pretty amazing. I keep pinching myself to go, how did I end up here? And my character has a lightsaber. And you can see in the interview, she's like, what did you just say?
Yeah,
and he doesn't walk it back at all. Like, he just goes full speed ahead in the interview, and he's like, what this is not a toy. It's actually the real thing, right? And so it was pretty cool. So I'm really, really like this gets me more and more excited. Now, Char, when do we see the first official trailer for Kenobi? If it's gonna come out, they're saying it's gonna come out early 2022.
The first trailer, I don't think it'll be that late.
I think we're going to see
because Kenobi is projected to come out around late March, early April.
which
And
I
showing
don't
a
really
trailer
like.
2 months in advance will be too late,
I
I
think
feel.
you're gonna get it May the 4th. The first episode, just like
No, we are not getting it that late.
do you really want to put it? It's only 6 episodes. So if
Just
you
think
did it
about this,
on May
though, if
4th,
they're not gonna have it on May the 4th because
Why
that's when
not?
Bad Batch Season 2 is happening.
Who says that we can't have 2 shows at once?
Well, why would we?
Why wouldn't we?
Usually Star Wars would like to only focus on one thing.
I don't know. The more Star Wars I get, I'll be happy.
Well, because last time we got back-to-back movies, it kind of felt like an overload.
But this is a little different.
We waited a long time. How different? How so?
One's an animated show. One's Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen, and
Okay, well,
Vader
that's your
and
bias.
Kenobi. Oh, come on. You
Okay,
can't tell me. Come on, Char.
Luke, I know you have a bias towards Revenge of the Sith. Just because those actors are coming back doesn't necessarily mean the show's going to be a blockbuster. It'll create a lot of attention.
I like the way it's going though right now.
Bad Batch is the sequel to Clone Wars, a show that's been out since 2008.
The show that we are covering, which kind of sounds bad for me to say that.
Yes.
But
that's what I'm trying to bounce back on.
But I mean, I'm not going to complain if we get both.
Just watch it. For example, the movie Dune that's coming out. Dune has one insane cast. What if the movie just flat out sucks?
That's a possibility.
Just
I mean, I got it.
Because the actors that you like are in there doesn't make it a masterpiece.
No, you're right, and I think that's why I have
high hopes.
Yeah, I have high hopes for the show. I think it's going to be great, and it's going to piss off a lot of people because I know I'm going to be right.
Though. They would never have 2 Star Wars shows intertwining. They won't. They have a lot coming, but for next year they have Book of Boba Fett coming at the very end of this year, leading into next year. They have Kenobi. They have Bad Batch Season 2. They have Mandalorian Season 3,
which will be out in October of next year.
I don't think Ahsoka will be coming out next year, or maybe very late next year, or maybe like after Season 3 of Mandalorian. We have Andor. We have all this stuff coming, but I know for a fact that they're not going to intertwine shows. I mean, what's the point? Because everyone wants to focus. Because if Lucasfilm wants us to focus on one thing at a time, it's like posting Mandalorian and Kenobi shows in the same day. Like, we get more, but I feel like the wait is not going to be as long. We want to wait for that. That's what made Mandalorian so great. Is because we had to wait an entire week to find out what's next. And then when we get double content, it doesn't really. I don't know.
Zelly, thanks for joining. We appreciate it. Everybody go follow her on YouTube, and she is now on
TikTok.
Haha.
Follow these now. Oh, actually, I'll go follow her. Wait, she already followed me.
There you go.
I didn't even notice.
So go follow her. She's great. She does good content on YouTube. Finally got you over to TikTok, so that's awesome.
Yeah, I literally checked my phone. I see, wait, Alter Zell. Wait.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, more Star Wars is good Star Wars in my opinion. Like, I'm fine with it. Like from after Mando season 2 came out, and then there was 3 or 4 months where we didn't get anything, and then Bad Batch shot off like a rocket.
Yeah.
And then we haven't really gotten anything for 2 months. since Bad Batch has ended, but we're also getting Book of Boba. So I feel like that's gonna be kind of how it works. Book of Boba's gonna come out end of this year. Obi-Wan's gonna take. I honestly think that they're gonna push it. They're gonna have Kenobi come out around May the 4th, because then they're going to have a panel. Because remember, it's only 6 episodes. And when is Celebration? The end of May. So they can have a panel and talk about the hype, or they release it later. I don't know. Like, Celebration is a big factor into what they're going to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There hasn't been an official release date on the show, but I don't think they'll do it on May the 4th. Because they said spring, and like that's way too close to summertime, and then summertime will also have to lead into Bad Batch. Where are you going to put Bad Batch?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, the only reason why I say that it would be May the 4th is because it lines up with Celebration, or a little bit.
Yeah,
before
I know the
May
show.
the
The
4th.
show is got that, but remember, when emotions are high, rationality is low.
Yeah.
So you have to keep control. Yes, I
This
know
is what-
Hayden and Ewan are coming back.
This is
But
why
pace
you are.
yourself.
This is why you are on here to
I'm
make
a
my
counterbalance.
expectations. Yes.
I'm here to
Yes.
stop you from getting out of hand.
Yeah,
And if you say anything
absolutely.
bad about Empire Strikes Back, I'm here to bitch you out.
Really?
We get
You
one
really
viewer
are-
on here.
You're really going to accuse me of hating Empire? Come on. It's my
Yeah.
second favorite movie. First or second movie. It just depends on the day.
No Empire hatred will come past me.
No. But guys, that is going to be an episode. Thank you for joining the live stream.
Yes, thank you so much for attending. Your support is very appreciated, and I'll be back next week, and we'll be on what? We'll be on Thursday next week.
No, Friday.
Friday. Okay.
Be on Friday, and then the following week we will be on Thursday.
All right.
So next week we will be talking about. Let's look at the episode guide here. We are going to be talking about Jedi Crash and Defenders of Peace. And that will be on Friday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you guys want to join us, if you guys are on TikTok, we always go live about 30 minutes before, so around 6:30 our time. But we appreciate all the support. Char, where can the good people follow you?
So, if you would like to find me, I am on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at the username CharCharJay.
Yep.
CharCharJay. It's like the People versus George Lucas. Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but yeah, you can find me there, and you can see this stupid smile there. So
also, we've got to get the details all figured out, but we are either Chaco is going to stream or I'm going to stream Battlefront 2 tomorrow night after Dyad. So I think around 7 o'clock.
Which I will be very excited for.
Yeah, 7 o'clock our time, and I think 5 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Yep.
So be on the lookout for that on either my or Darth Chaco's YouTube channel. You can follow me at the Podwans Podcast on TikTok, Instagram, the Podwans Pod, Twitter at Podwans. And that's pretty much it, guys. For Light and for Life, we are all the Republic, and may the Force be with you.